Hey YouTube, Alan back with one last video for 2022 or one beginning video for 2023 depending on when I get this recorded and uploaded. Anyway, it's going to be a holiday style package and pickups video, so just a few bits that I happen to get that were gaming related over the holidays. And so we're going to start with a big one. Yep. So this one I don't even know if I'm getting in shot. It's a very large box. It is the Lego Bowser. In the last couple of years, of course, they released the Lego NES set and they've released the Lego N64 question block thing. Both were great sets. I haven't opened this one yet. Flick it around. This looks like another beast of a set, rather fittingly. What was it? 2,800 parts. So yeah, it's a big set. Can't wait to dive into that. It looks like they've done a really good job. I actually kind of like what they're doing with these Lego Mario sets. They have these big kind of, shall we say, adult kits that are more models, and then they have the play sets to appeal to the kind of interactive element and the kind of, you know, for the kids. So it's kind of a good mixture. Anyway, so that was one rather big piece. The next one up is something that is kind of a bit retro, and if I had the box, you'd kind of know it probably straight away, but it is something for the Master System, something from Two Minds, and it is Flight of Pigorus. This is a homebrew game, and you know, really professionally done kind of release. You can actually play the ROMs on SMS Power for free, but if you want the physical release, they were done by Two Minds. I think the license have run out, so I don't know if you can still get these. That was one, and the second was Baru Buru. This was an SMS challenge. Actually, Flight of Pigorus was an SMS challenge too. This was a very good game. I completed this. It really kind of has that Bubble Bobble vibe. So again, these were both beautifully done packaged versions of the homebrew games. And it also came with, because these were basically a double pack, came with a few other bits. Come out. So it came with a poster for Heroes Against Demons, which is a Game Gear Master System title. Might look to pick that up at some point as well. You know, now that I've kind of completed the set, it's kind of like, okay, well, what else is there? There's these. So here we have another postcard advertisement for Heroes Against Demons, and we have the dual pack cover. So for people that are really into their Master System collecting, they'll have probably seen that there were some dual pack releases. Pretty hard to come by. I think they were on the Mega Drive as well, so I think this is a nod to those dual pack things. And yeah, so you kind of pop this out as a cardboard sleeve, and you pop these both games into it. So I will be doing that. I'll be putting them together, and I'll probably share a post or a picture on Twitter or something when I get that done. But that was the kind of retro side to my pickups this year. Now, jumping into the, I say modern, but they're kind of fast becoming not modern games. So first up we have Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. This is, you know, the 3 original games remastered and done on Switch, and a couple of new levels and whatnot. I think this was on sale or something, so it was a pretty good deal. I've never really played too much of the Crash games. I have the original on PlayStation 1. I played a little bit back in the day, but people always rave about them, and I do figure I should probably give them a chance, and the remastered ones are probably the way to go at this point in time. Next up is a Lego game I've never actually heard of. Lego DC Super Villains. Now, there's so many Lego games, it's actually very hard to keep on top of them. And, you know, I've played a lot of Lego Star Wars, Lego Harry Potter, those type of things. And Lego, the last one I really played was the Wii U version of Lego City Undercover, or whatever that was called. And I actually really enjoyed that game. So I'm curious what this is like. Custom built DC Super Villains, embrace your inner villain. And funny enough, it was from my wife, and she mentioned there was a Marvel one and there was a DC one. I said, I think you'd probably be more interested in the DC one. Probably correct. I don't know why, even though Marvel has a bigger roster, I tend to enjoy Batman and Superman a bit more. So there we go. Be interesting to try out. And on the theme of games that I've never heard of, the Turtle Cylinder. I have never heard of this until I looked it up after that. I'm like, what? There's so many games on the PlayStation 4 that it's like, it's just, very easy to have these type of games that you've never heard of. A wonderful tale of stubborn persistence in a stranger than fiction world. Explore an unforgettable alien planet filled with ancient mysteries and whatnot. So, yeah, it seems to you explore these creatures and go explore this planet. So, yeah, interesting. I'm curious to try it out now, especially as I said, because I've never heard of it. Now, the next one is something I definitely have heard of, and that is Battlefield 1. One of those kind of, for me, these type of games, Call of Duty, Battlefield, they all blur together, and they all fall into the, I'm probably only going to play a little bit, and maybe even only the single player, and I'm just going to blast through the story to just enjoy the kind of mindless cinematic experience, and that's completely fine for me. That's what I want from these type of games. So I think there was mixed reviews to this one, or maybe it was just mixed sales, but yeah, there we go. I'm happy to give it a whirl. Next up is a game that I was very curious about, but I did not want to pay full price for, so I was definitely glad to get it as a gift, and it is Balan Wonderworld. So this was one of those games done by the creators of Sonic at Square Enix. In fact, I think it was the only game they did there. Jesus, Yuji Naka, I think, recently got arrested for insider trading and going to have criminal charges, and it seems that has really kind of ended badly. This was rushed out to market from all accounts and feels like an unfinished potential game. I see a few people defending it and others saying, God, it was really bad, but because of the pedigree, I'm really curious to try it out. It kind of looks like there's some of those ideas from Mario Odyssey or Sonic Extreme and Knights and all just kind of hodgepodged into stuff. I suspect it's going to be one of those things that needed probably another 6 months in development to kind of bring it up to that polish, and Square Enix didn't want to do that. But yeah, I do want to try it out. And going back to Team of Games I've never heard of, it's Yoko's Island Express. Now this one, as I said, I'd never heard of, but actually sounds quite interesting. A new type of platformer where it's blending pinball mechanics and platform and open world exploration. When I said pinball mechanics, it really made me think of Sonic Spinball. And reading here again, it goes, flip and bump your way around with pinball mechanics and enjoy non-linear gameplay across multiple levels and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really getting did I open this one? Not that there's much to see in these games anymore. I do like the inner artwork there actually, but they typically don't come with sleeves or manuals or anything, so there's not much to see. But yeah, it really gives me strong Sonic Spinball vibes, so I'm definitely curious to try that one out. And a game that was not to be sold separately. I guess this was originally part of a bundle. In fact, it was bundled together in a GameStop package with this, which was Destiny 2. Now, I highly doubt this is how they were bundled. I think GameStop just bundled them in a 2-pack, a little like that 2 Minds release. So yeah, the Battle of Jakku early access code inside. Let me see, is it inside? Because I suspect even if it is, and it is, it's probably well out of date. Well, there's sheets here, but I don't know if any of those are the code. Anyway, yeah, it probably is out of date by about 3 years, I'd say. Most of these early access codes, oh yeah, you can start downloading and it ends 2015. So yeah, I guess I was late to the early access code, but I enjoyed a little bit of my time that I spent with the Battlefront games on PlayStation 2, especially when I was playing them with Tony. I know there was a lot of controversy about this, and I think did they do microtransactions or something like that? That's not going to bother me because I'll just kind of dabble, I suppose. As for Destiny I know is huge. It appears to be an online game or something like that. But I do not know anything about Destiny other than the fact I think it is by Bungie. It's by the guys that did Halo. That's the beginning and end of my Destiny knowledge. So at some point I'll give it a whirl. And the final one, this one actually has no sleeve. In fact, there were several games that I haven't shown here that were in this condition, but they're going to get returned, so that's why they're not in camera. GameStop seem to do a lot of with their online orders. They just send everything without sleeves, which is very irritating. This one though is Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition, so that's why I said, I'll hang on to that, because it's the Game of the Year edition, and that's not as easy to come by second hand over here, so yeah, why not? I'm really curious to try this one out. I know Tony's a major fan of Fallout, especially Fallout 3 and New Vegas and all that sort of stuff. He said he enjoyed 4, but there were some things that didn't quite jive with him. For me, I only played a little bit of it when he brought it over. My biggest issue was it's one of those things that really requires time to get into. So you have to kind of set yourself a time. So that's kind of what I need to do. At some point I'm going to get some time and dive into this. Anyway, that is everything. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 PlayStation 2 games, 2 Switch games, and a partridge and a pear tree. No, 2 Minds games, and big old Bowser who's stomping away. That was plenty to be getting on with. I'm still playing last year's games. In fact, some of them I haven't even started. That's the funny thing. Going into Christmas, I was looking at some of the stuff I got from last Christmas, going, I haven't played them yet. And I really want to get around to some of them. That's just crazy. Like, I'm playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I got before last Christmas, and I still have another one of the Pokemon games I think to play that I got last Christmas. That's when you go to backlog, it gets hard to get it done. Anyway, enough rambling. Hope you had a good 22, and hope everyone has a great 2023 with lots more, good content, package pickups, whatever to look forward to on the channel. I've gotten a lot more consistent with videos in the last 4 or 5 months, so hopefully I can keep that up going into 2023. Anyway, we'll see you next year.